Right, we're live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for our second match of the Dubai Sevens that we are covering on this channel. South Africa taking on Japan, and what should be on paper a one-sided affair. South Africa, they were able to win 3 competitions now in a row for the Dubai Sevens. They were able to get themselves a big win last week up against the USA, who did well to make it through to the final. We've already seen a massive upset, which was France beating Fiji in their matchup, so we'll be interested to see how many points the South Africans, the Blitz box, can win this game by. I'm a little bit interested to see how Japan goes, though. I haven't actually commentated any of their games so far, but hopefully they'll be putting on a good showing, and that game will be kicking off in only a few minutes' time. Great Britain just able to get the win over Ireland in a very close fixture, only winning it by 3 points, but they worked hard and they were able to get themselves a win. But we look through at the lineup that they have gone with here. Grobbelaar, Oosterhuizen, also Visa, Saint Davids, also Pretorius, another Pretorius, that is JC Pretorius, Branco du Preez. Sylvain Davids, for me, was one of the best South African players out there on the field for them in last week's Dubai 7, so he will be an exciting one to watch. Once again, Sean Williams, Ronald Brown, Soyas Wapi, the captain, and then Van Vick will be there at number 12. Now, they are missing Duplessis. Unfortunately, ended up with his injury last week, so that is why he is not going to be in there for this week's games, but I'm excited to see this Japan side. I haven't actually watched too much of their sevens recently, so anything could happen in this game, but I assume more than likely South Africa take it by around that 35 points mark or so, because they are ranked number 1 in the world. Japan, they are ranked number 12. So it could be relatively one-sided, but I will mention anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Do let me know your score predictions in the comments as well. And also, while we're at it, how many tries is Sylvain Davids scoring in this matchup? He is going to be in the starting lineup alongside Soyas Wapi, Van Vick, also there, du Preez, and they have gone Pretorius, Davids, and Visa. I predict 5 tries for South Africa as well, says Sebastian there, which is a very decent shout. And it's gonna be a fast-paced game. I know that South Africa, even up against the USA or someone along those lines, they've really been able to keep on pushing the pace, keep the ball alive, and keep on going when they do need to. And that is why they are definitely the favourites to be able to take this one. With Fiji losing their first match, does Fiji even make it to the final? That's the huge question. Could it be South Africa, Argentina? We know that those two sides have got a little bit of history from the Tokyo 2020 games. And Sylvain Davids out on the field, du Preez as well. Those two dangerous ball runners right next to the breakdown. Is going to be exciting to see how it does go. But we have seen quite a few matches take place so far of the Dubai Sevens already. They just go back to back to back to back. Like I mentioned, Great Britain winning that game up against Ireland, 24 points to 21. Then another game that did happen just a little bit prior was that matchup that was USA taking on Canada, and USA able to win that one 38 points to 14. So a decent win there for the USA, trying to continue from where they left off in that semi-final up against Fiji when they were able to get the win. And then I believe also Argentina versus Spain, 21 points to Argentina, 14 to Spain. So only a 7-point difference between those two sides. And it was a last-minute try, I believe, that did win the game for the Argentines. But now it will be kicked off by South Africa, going from right to left here for Dubai. We have got their Fiji still have to face Spain and Argentina. They might lose 2 out of 3 today, which is not nice as well. Yeah, that will certainly make it tough for them. As long as they don't lose them by huge margins, though, I think they will still go through to the semi-finals, because it is those two best sides who did finish third that do go through. But now it is going to be in the hands of the South Africans. They have got this ball 40 metres out from the line, and du Preez now going to be firing it back on the outside. Do they use Soyas Wapi? Not quite. Good attacking run there from the South Africans. Now it is going to be fired back across field. Soyas Wapi, the captain, he's going to be open to do well. It is my mother in the background now. It is going to be down the wing for the South African, and he has scored the try there. And it is Impy Visa who was able to score that try for South Africa. We've got another person in the background as well. We've got a lot of people in the background for this time. 5-0 for South Africa now. And at this matchup up against Japan, there is a work do going on at my house at this stage, if you are wondering why there was a Santa hat scattered throughout there. But very nicely done by Impy Visa to be able to score himself a try. And it was right in the corner as well. Very nicely done by the South Africans to start this match extremely well. It's going to be a tough kick. Oh, are they going upstairs? They can award the try, so it is going to be 5-0 now for South Africa over Japan. Less than a minute it took them to be able to score that opening try of the match there, South Africa. And that is going to be the first of many, that is for sure. But one try straight away, Impy Visa. He was able to do pretty decently last week as well. And this match here, with the South Africans playing, it just makes me more and more excited for the game that we are going to get to see later on. The Bulls taking on the Sharks, and what will be a very awesome one. And how's it, bro? Enjoying your content as well, says Arend as well. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. Big love to everyone there as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, they have played golf today and also a bit of cornhole outside But yeah, it is very exciting indeed. That was a decent kick there from the South Africans. And because of it now, it's going to be interesting. How many tries can they get? They weren't able to convert that one, but I feel like we've still got another 5 or so tries left in the South African side. We have got their try as well. Cesar Johan, but 5.5 minutes left in this first half. This game, it's going to feel like a long one for the Japanese side because South Africa, they're just going to keep on attacking it. It's gone high, almost taken nicely by Visa. It's going to be bouncing back. Zane David's able to take it, and it is going to be the advantage here for South Africa for the knock-on. And now it will be the scrum feed. So I'm wondering who is a player for Japan to watch out for in this one, because I assume anytime they get an opportunity, it will only be a very brief one. They'll have to break the line as soon as they get that chance if they want any chance of being able to score multiple tries in this game. We did see them lose by around that 40 points in last week's Dubai Sevens, and it will be interesting to see if they are one of the sides who do continue into the later stages of the year. And now it is going to be the big push forward from the South Africans. Dupré feeds the ball into the scrum, and he looks like he wants to go himself here, trying to cut straight through the defense of Japan. Still going to be available for Visa now. Goes back to Davids on the outside. Now it is going to be Selvin Davids. Big step there from that man. First real carry of this fixture for him so far, but he is going to be isolated. And Hayashi, he's going to be able to hold him up, and it is going to be, surely it becomes a ball here. And now, with this ball not being able to get out, surely this is a scrum. Does it become a scrum? Okay, so if the ball stays up in the air, it becomes open play. So everyone is just going to be holding this ball up. I've never actually seen this happen in sevens for as long as it has here. They're just giving Selvin Davids there a bit of a cuddle. They're trying to rip the ball off him. I can barely name you 3 Japanese players for a union, let alone sevens as well. Says Sebastian on the same. This is still a maul here. Selvin Davids is not letting this ball go, but no one's really going anywhere at the moment. Okay, so they're saying if 4 players can't steal the ball off him, they will be questioning the strength of them. Kano looks like he's right in there. They're not able to rip this one away. Selvin Davids has got this ball in his grip like he's a viper with his prey, and he is not letting go. It's still going. 3.5 minutes through this first half. And this has been going for 2 minutes. Selvin Davids there. They're not allowed to pick him up by the legs. He's gone down. South Africa still have this ball. And now it's going to be the backline movement of Prayer on the outside. If they score off this, it looks like they might be able to. Throws it back on the inside. It's bouncing awkwardly. Taken nicely, though, by South Africa trying to reach out. It's a try to them as well. How have they done that? JC Pretorius has scored that try. How did that even happen? They just held him up for about 2 minutes. They couldn't stop them, though. And then from there, he was able to score the try. Selvin Davids, he just held on to that ball. Just ended up just pretty much relaxing with the ball in hand. He just went, you know what, boys, you're not getting this off me. I'm just going to hold it here for a little while. And then was able to get himself out, put it down. And then from there, Pretorius also putting the ball down on the line to score the second try of the match for South Africa. But that is very impressive. Good defense from Japan, but not able to rip that one away, which will be what they will be a little bit disappointed about. That one's gone away to the left. So now unconverted 10-0 at the moment for South Africa over Japan. 2 minutes 20 left in this first half. But JC Pretorius able to score the try. So that is one thing that South Africa they've got the strength, and they do not drop the ball very often. Selvin Davids just proves that by holding on to it for a few minutes almost straight. It's going to be kicked off, and now trying to retain it once again here for South Africa. Went a little bit forward, or did it? No, Van Veek. He's going to be scoring it straight off the restart now, and South Africa, they will receive the full 7 for this one. Puts it down. And it is the try to South Africa. Now they will be sitting 17-0 over the Japanese side. So all of a sudden they've decided, you know what? We were slowed down by a little bit there, so now we're just going to keep on going. But Van Veek getting his first one. Like I mentioned, it was originally Duplessis, but he did get injured last week. Unfortunately, he had to be stretchered off the field. It was actually slapped back by the Japanese player. So good call there from the referee. And then Van Veek able to go straight through. Plenty of pace. No one stopping him from there. And Van Veek scores the try there for South Africa. Try times 3 as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, prediction of 35 points to South Africa, and also your prediction of 5 tries. Maybe that's going to be for the first half, depending on how they go for the next 1 minute 20. But that sounds gone straight down the middle, I should say, from the South African kicker. And now it is going to be 17 points to South Africa. They spent a very long time waiting to show that score, but it is 17-0 over Japan, and they are kicking off short once again. They do it every day of the week at the moment. It is going to be in the hands now of Fukashi. Good run forward there from the Japanese side. Can they get themselves a try in this match? That's a big question. First half, if they can score one, They will be absolutely loving it now, trying to pierce the gap there. Soyuz-Wapi able to drag down, I believe it was Hayashi, and that's going to be stolen there by Soyuz-Wapi in the breakdown, breaking the line. Doesn't quite find the offload, though. Good defense from the Japanese number 5, gets the penalty as well. It was Sojima was able to win himself one there. Now they decide they are kicking this one for the touchline, so trying to slow it down just a little bit here, Japan. And it will be Hayashi once again who will be kicking for touch, just getting it down to the halfway line or so. 20 seconds left in this first half. And Japan, they will be looking to just close out this first half without any more damage to that scoreline. Already 17-0 in this fixture. We knew that South Africa were going to start fast, but that kind of 2 minutes or so, I feel like South Africa, they will be impressed that they hang on to that ball for so long, but also like they will know that really they should be qualifying first in that group. They are in Pool A once again alongside. They have now got, I think it's actually the exact same group. They've got Great Britain, Ireland, and also Japan. So they will be confident that they can qualify first and remain undefeated going into those semi-final and quarter-final matches. Oh, Sullivan Davis just took a big hit in the head. It's going to be stolen by JC Pretorius now trying to link up, not quite able to, but it is once again another good tackle from Zojima. That's going to be an offside advantage now. Van Beek back in the pace. He's got Soyuz-Wapi on the outside if he needs him, and he uses him. And now Soyuz-Wapi breaks the tackle. The captain of the Blitz box going to be scoring the final try of this first half. And now South Africa, they will be sitting on 24. They will be able to sit on now heading into the second half up against this Japanese side who might be feeling a little bit of the fatigue at this point. South Africa, they play with a frantic pace and it's very hard to keep up with them, but it's taken nicely. And then it was actually a pretty good run from Fukashi, one of the first runs we've seen from Japan so far, but then South Africa, they were able to get it back in the breakdown. JC Pretorius takes that one and then was able to not just take it, he also got back to his feet. Soyuz-Wapi on the outside, breaking the tackle with Sojima, who's working very hard in this first half for his side. Try for Soyuz-Wapi, definitely not his last one of this group stage as well. And now JC Pretorius, he's getting some hydration. It's very important in these conditions because you're playing in 30 degrees Celsius temperatures. And I believe if it's anything like it was for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, when it came to the sevens, they were saying that each player was losing around 2 liters of water from their body each time they play a game. And when you're playing 3 in the same day, all while the sun is just absolutely blaring down in the UAE, it is certainly going to be a tough one for them. But at the moment, ice packs are certainly going to be out there for them. And on the neck, but at the stage, 4-0 at this stage for South Africa. Visits to opposition 22, 4 for South Africa. So every time they've gone into the opposition 22, they have scored a try, which is a very impressive stat. Only the one error for Japan. They've only had the ball pretty much once. So they've made 4 passes, though. 7 tackles made, 3 made by South Africa, only missing the 1 tackle as well. Line breaks 3-0. So it's going to be tough because Japan, they haven't really done a huge amount wrong in this game. It's just more the fact they haven't been able to get the possession, and South Africa, each time they kick that ball off, they are pretty much retaining it. And anyone who is wondering what our next game is going to be, it is going to be South Africa versus, I believe it is going to be Spain. No, sorry, it's going to be Fiji versus Spain. And Ohio Gozaimushi. I feel, or Mushu, sorry, says David. David, is he a player that I am looking out for? I don't believe so. So maybe that is something else. You will have to let me know what the translation is there, David. But at the moment, it is certainly not going too well for Japan. 24-0 at this stage of the fixture, and they will certainly be hoping to score themselves at least 1 try in the second half. But South Africa are going to be continuing on, maybe for a 20-match winning streak for themselves, which will be very impressive indeed, because they have not lost in a very long time. They were able to win all their games at the Sevens competition in Canada, the 2 weeks in a row. Dubai Sevens, they want to make it back-to-back as well. But yeah, 10:14 p.m. is when Fiji is going to be playing Spain, and we will be covering that game on the channel as well. The game after that, I believe, is USA-Kenya at 11:20 p.m., and then a few more that will be taking place kind of at random hours of the morning, with 6 a.m. going to the Bulls versus Sharks live stream that we have got planned as well. But now Dupré, it's like he is ready to go for the second half. Soyuz-Wapi as well will be kicked off, though, by the Japanese side, and it is going to be Kano. Will be getting us back underway. He is trying the short kickoff as well, but South Africa are able to take it comfortably. Dupré now. He's going to be trying to step around, but he has been tackled very nicely just outside of their own 22 here. South Africa taking it back inside. Soyuz-Wapi on the outside now to Pretorius. It's been looking dangerous anytime he's had the ball in hand. Good attacking run there, and good leg strength to keep on going. It is going to be the penalty for the high tackle. Takes a quick tap there. Was Sullivan Davis now back out the back line here. Van Beek, wide cutout pass, nicely spun out of it by Visa. Breaking the line as well, not able to find the offload. Good tackle there by, it was Chishoko Chishoka, I believe is a pronunciation. Beautiful ball there. Pretorius with a quick hand bounces up nicely for St. David's. He's going to be backing himself. Does he at the base? Yes, he does. And he scores the try there for South Africa. That is their 5th try of the match now. It's Japanese for hello as well. I used to work for a Japanese firm as well, says David there. So it's Ohio Gozai Mushu. Hopefully I pronounced that not too badly overall, but it is another try there for South Africa. St. David's this time being able to pick it up. 29-0 at the moment for South Africa. Don't think they'll quite bring up the 50, but I feel like they will be able to bring up the 40 in this game because they are just on fire. Zane Davids, a man of his size, shouldn't be able to run as quick as he does. That is a scary sight for anyone who does have to try and tackle him. But he's certainly going to be an important player for them in the future games. Semi-final, quarter-final, I feel like those are the two big games. First of all, that South Africa will be looking towards. That one's gone away to the right once again there, so unconverted. But at the end of the day, once you get to the final, I feel like you're going to really concentrate on that match individually. But first of all, the group stage hardly will be on South Africa's mind. They will know that they've got the ability, they've got the players to go through. It's those quarterfinal and semi-final games when you can get knocked out of the matches that you will have to be a little bit more careful with. Sullivan Davids once again kicking this one off. And also we have got the nice match. Who do you support, says Johan. At this stage, it's a tough one because New Zealand aren't actually in this competition. But normally, because I've only watched one competition of the 7th, I don't actually know too much about kind of who is good and who is not good in that regard at the moment. I definitely know that South Africa's good. They've just won themselves a penalty, 25 metres out for hanging on. And now Dupree takes it quickly, goes to Selvin Davids. And this is looking like it is just going to be a simple draw and pass try for the South Africans once again here on the outside. Does he use it? Selvin Davids doesn't even need to. And he does score the try there. Will you be doing any female games as well, says Aiden? I believe the first female game that we have got today is going to be Fiji versus Great Britain. And that is at 1:14 a.m. that we are going to be covering that one because they did actually have the Fijian game for the women up against Ireland on at the exact same time as a men's game as well. And when's the next game you are going to stream? It is at 10:14. So we will be starting at 10:10, and that will be Fiji versus Spain as our next one as well. We have got their very nice match as well in the chat. And also 5th try is already here. Do you know Forever Sports? Says Johan, I do indeed. Does something very similar to ourselves, except he is South African as well. So he will be very happy with this performance. The moment sitting up nicely for Japan, puts the foot in touch, and now 40 meters out, it will be South Africa trying to take that quick one. And also we have got there, no, if you're Japanese though, or not if you're Japanese though, as well, says Sebastian there in the chat. Yeah, at the moment, 34-0 when there is still 3.5 minutes left. Or it's looking like an injury there. Chrissy Grobbler looks like he is not too flash, but it is going to be now Faoli who will be making his way off the field. You really hope that Grobbler is okay. The fact that South Africa have already lost one player due to injury, who's going to win the Sharks versus Bulls game? I've seen the Sharks side and I've seen the Bulls side, and it's a tough one because, of course, the Currie Cup final went the way of the Bulls in that regard, but of course, these are slightly different sides for the URC. But Khaleesi's back, Makazole Mapimpi is back, and I feel like Makazole Mapimpi, he's scoring himself a try in this game. So I'm going to back the Sharks to be able to win that one, but I think it is still going to be a very close game in that regard. But now it is going out the back line here for South Africa once again, backing himself here. It is actually going to be Sean Williams will be making his way forward. It's a little bit of a counter ruck there from Japan, not quite able to get it going to the short side. They've left it open, and now scoring the try there. Once again, it is going to be the try for Ronald Brown. He scored quite a few in the last weeks, Dubai Sevens fixtures, but now that is going to be bringing up 34 points at the moment for South Africa, and there is still time left. And we need to remember there were 2 minutes where that ball was just sitting there in a more, but it was the nice draw and pass from the South Africans. Then a great run down the wing from Sean Williams, was almost able to get himself over the line by himself, but then Ronald Brown saw it on the short side, went, you know what? There's a bit of a gap there. I'll get that one. And he has been able to score the try for him as well. We have got there. Good morning, Hamish. Is Ben Smith the journalist who likes to criticize the Springboks in his articles the same Ben Smith who used to play for the All Blacks as well, says Michael? That's a good question. It is actually, there's a yellow card I do see for Japan at this stage for another minute. But overall, I don't actually really follow too much of the New Zealand journalism side. I assume Ben Smith is a relatively common name, but I'm not too sure whether or not it is the same one. So I don't want to say it is, just in case it isn't. But we have got the okay. Thanks for the tip. Here goes 50 on the Sharks, and we're going to score a try. Please don't do it, Hayden. You did lose. Oh no, you actually made some money last week, didn't you? So I guess you might be able to do it. But anytime I predict that game, I believe you actually asked me that last year, and I got it wrong. And my prediction has gone in morning, mate. South Africa all the way as well. Says Masagawa there. Yeah, at the moment they're looking very strong. 41-0 at this stage. In this fixture, they just keep going, the South Africans, and it seems like maybe there is time for them to be able to bring up the 50 Sitting on 41 at the moment. Japan have got the ball in hand, though. What can they do from here? Sojima once again going to the short side. Doesn't find the offload. Still going to continue running. He's a strong individual, but he has been dragged down by his opposite number there, Pretorius. Passing it back across field here, Japan. This is probably the most position and phase play that they've had so far. He just tried to kick it away, so never mind now. It's going to be Dupree on the outside. The draw and pass as well. And it's going to be now Williams scores it. Just one mistake from the Japanese side, and it does lead to another try for the South Africans there. We will go like this and we will go like this. That should be a relatively easy kick as well. So now they're going to be sitting on 48 points here, South Africa, up against Japan. And they are continuing differently from where they were last week. Now we have to support the Sharks as well. Says Sebastian there on 41-0. Says to us 48-0 now. They've been able to score themselves another one here, South Africa. Just keep on going. I did make some money last week, but yeah, it's probably not a smart idea, but it's now done as well, says Hayden. How much was it paying, Hayden? Do let me know. And now Williams, he was able to score himself his first try of the match. Sean Williams coming off the bench, replacing Dupree. And now South Africa once again scoring. How many tries is that now in this first half? It's a huge amount. That kick has gone over 48 points to 0. And now 20 seconds left here in this matchup between South Africa and Japan. And it seems like they've got one more attacking opportunity to try and bring up the 50 perhaps for the Blitzbox 7 side. This will give them confidence going into their next game. It's at 12:04 a.m. New Zealand time, and that is going to be up against Ireland. Oh, it's a knock-on, though, from Pretorius. One of the first mistakes we have seen from the South Africans so far. A little bit of a counter-ruck going there, Japan, trying to get one last chance here in this match. Wide cut-out pass, nicely done. And now it does open up a little bit for them, and it is their number 13. I believe it's a Shedder. He's tried to offload it. The advantage will be over. That ball is knocked on, is it? Yes, it is. So that's going to be the end of the game. 48-0 for South Africa. It's got them ability to score a try with $3, and Sharks paying $3 as well. It's says 8 in there. But 48-0 for the defending champs of the Dubai Sevens. Very good performance here. Like I mentioned, they have got Ireland, and then their last game is at 5:33 a.m., and that will be South Africa taking on Great Britain, which will be a very exciting one as well. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. We will be back, like I mentioned, at 10:14 is when the next one will be kicking off. Nice game as well. Cesar Johan there, and that will be Fiji taking on Spain, which will be an interesting fixture. Spain are a little bit of a dark horse, and Fiji, they did lose their first game up against France, but we will have to wait and see how that goes. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.